this is Dorothy with Dot Scrapbooking, and I am going to do the September subscription scrapbook pages. So I know I'm a little behind, but it's not too bad because it's just the beginning of October. But these are the layouts for September, the two layouts for September. So I'm just going to sort everything. We've got the picture backgrounds, that's for the second page. And I'm just trying to find where the first page backgrounds are. There we go. And of course we've got our page protectors that always come with each kit. And I'm just going to set the other bag, the plastic bag, aside. And here is the first layout. So I'm just going to put those two pages here and set the those goldish yellow things aside. So what they've done, instead of putting a line through, which is one and which is project 2, they've put little numbers next to each of the die cuts and also the sticker sheet to let you know that that goes with project 1. So pretty easy. I mean, the other was easy, but sometimes things got by me. What they usually get by me, that's okay. So I'm just pulling out all the little pieces. And the die cuts, I just love how quickly they just pop out without any effort. And here's our sticker sheets with all these pretty butterflies and hearts. And the journaling and that starburst is for project 2. So I'm just doing a dry run here and just kind of placing the all the pieces where they're supposed to go before I just start sticking things down. So the longer scallop goes on the right-hand side of page 1, and the other smaller scallops, shorter scallops, go on the left-hand side, and it's close to the stitched edge. And I'm placing the picture holders by the embellishments, the die cuts. So the lower one gets a 4x4 and the upper one gets a 3x4. And the 4x6 is going to go right there by the longer scallop. And I'm putting the little banners down where they belong. So we've got a couple that are going to go over on page 2. And we have our little date tabs that I like so much. Now I kind of wish that I had taken that circle, that scallop circle, and cut it in half. Because you could use the other half on the other side to just kind of bring that element down to the lower right-hand side of the second page. Too late. It's already stuck down. But that would be an idea you could use while you're crafting along with my video. So you could go ahead and cut it and then place it on the second page. So I'm just going to go ahead and start sticking things. I usually don't start with the second page. I usually start with the first page. Who knows? Who knows? But this is easy because it's going right to the edge of the wisteria or lilac centerpiece there. And I'm going ahead and putting the little banners right up there where they belong. And then I'll put the little tab on top of those. So the tabs, I love the tabs for the dates always. So this other little piece, the little heart, I'm going to go ahead and pop it up with some of the small foam dots. So adding dimension is always what you want to do. You want to shoot for adding dimension onto your cards or any of your paper projects, including scrapbooking. So we're going to go ahead. I mean, even though things are behind a page protector, you can still see the three-dimensional aspect of things. And so just because it's behind a page protector doesn't mean that adding dimension is going to be meaningless. So I'm going ahead and adding, sorry, I'm kind of off the grid there, adding my butterflies and little hearts. And where the butterfly overlaps the picture, I'm putting some pop-ups to add some dimension and kind of keep it from sticking to where the picture goes. So that second from the bottom strip is where they show putting your journaling. So that makes it pretty simple, but different. So I'm going to go ahead and put the scallop very close to the stitched look-alike. It's not real stitched, but the stitch area. So I'm putting down the what I thought was the right place to put it, but I think I put them too far away. I have to move it, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 4x4 down. So I'm kind of using, they have the dimensions on the instructions on how far up to put your placeholders. I mean, one thing about putting the placeholders there is that, and there's a 1/2 inch in between the 4x4 and the 3x4. See, that easily could have been cut in half. Doggone it. Wish I had thought of that before. So I'm going to go ahead and put the little banner strips there. And that's a good color combination, that gold, I don't know if that's Sundance, and the glacier and the purples. I mean, that looks really nice together. So I'm going to tuck the scallop underneath the picture and just put the scalloped edge close to the stitch. So, and this is where I'm going to use some more of the pop-ups on the wings, but just one of the wings. So I'm going to have one wing down flat and the other one will be up. So see, the picture can go under it, and then you can either leave it like that, or you could stick the rest of the butterfly down on the picture, whatever you feel like doing. And I like, this is like a little awning over the picture. It's kind of cute. So I'm going to go ahead and try to scooch this under, and I want the stitching to go, the scallops to go close to the stitching. Story of my life pulling things up. Not that big of a deal, just went over it, touch, a scotch more. So see, it kind of looks like and you could actually put that up on dimension, and that would look really cool, because it really would look like an awning on the over the picture. That would have been cute. See, I'll see these things while I'm watching me put it together. So you can take those ideas and use them for your own if you want. So this is what awesome looks like. That can pretty much go with anything, I tell you. And these colors are pretty, although they're purples and golds and corals. They still would go with a whole lot of colors in pictures. Okay, and so I'm going ahead and, gosh, I really like that color combination. So I'm putting the pop-up on that coral butterfly. So pretty, and then adding the little hearts and another butterfly. And another little heart. So of course I'm going to put the pop-ups on the one side. There we go. Sometimes I just pull the top off of the off of the foam and leave the foam behind. It's like, okay, you're silly. So there we go. This is cute. It's very cute. Okay, and then I'm going to put my little banner strips down underneath the picture. So there's lots of little elements going on with this, but they all look really nice together and it's not overwhelming. So here we go for the very first layout. And now you get a full view of where the little hearts and butterflies went. So, layout 1 for September. And now we're going to do the layout 2, and we've got lots of stars for this one. Lots and lots. So, that's the page 1, and then we've got page 2. So once again, I'm going to do the dry run. I think that's definitely the way to go, so you can kind of place things where you want them. And make sure you've got all the pieces out there. So I would suggest pulling everything out and putting it in place, and then start doing your layout, rather than pulling a piece off at a time. You get a better feel for the general layout, in my opinion. We've got a couple of little thought bubbles here. Lots of stars, lots and lots of stars. And another date. So one could be a date and one could be a place. Or what other pertinent information that you would want to put on there. So we're going to have a 4x6 horizontal, and a 3x4 vertical, and a 3x4 horizontal, and we've got a 3x4 vertical over there, and a horizontal on the first page, and some 4x6s. And normally my 4x6s are horizontal. I have to really think hard to get a vertical picture. So it would be easy to just go ahead and put all of the photo holders on your background color frames. Then you just have one piece to worry about when it comes to your layout. And with these layouts that have some little tiny design, well, some of the designs are random. Some of them, though, go in lines. And so like the dark blue, the sapphire background, actually has little tiny lines of, I think maybe diamonds or something. And so you can kind of use that as a go-by as far as getting things straight. But you can't do that too much with random stuff. So I'm just going ahead and using my smaller foam pieces for the pop-ups for the stars. So once again, it's a really pretty color combination. Of course, glacier is my favorite color, and I think it goes with everything. But the glacier and sapphire are real pretty together. So I liked how they had horses on this layout. I'd have to go through and see if I've got any horse pictures from when I used to go riding with some women that were my age. We'd go out into the country, which is south of where I live now. Still in Plano, but it's back when Plano actually had lots and lots of farms and riding areas. So it was always great fun to go riding on Saturday and Sunday mornings with these gals. But I was such a bad rider. I didn't take any lessons until I was in my 30s. And so I wasn't around horses as much as I loved horses. I wasn't around them when I was younger. And oh my, it's, a little hard to get past your fear when you're, in your mid-30s. I was a horrible horseback rider. And at one point, I was actually thinking of buying a horse and went to do a test drive. And the horse was pretty little Arabian that needed a new home. And that Arabian threw me, gave me the biggest bruise I've ever had in my life. I should have taken a picture of it. It was so big and so deep that it actually put a dent in my thigh, which of course it filled in eventually. But I had a dent there for a very long time. It hurt. It mostly hurt my feelings, though. I mean, it was just horribly embarrassing. The horse totally took off with me. I totally had no control. That horse was in complete control. And you can't let a horse do that to you. You have to be in control, not the horse. Oh well. Needless to say, I didn't buy that horse. So this little starburst is You've Got This. Kind of looks like a crown. And once again, I'm going to go, I put all the little strips down, the journaling strips. And I like, just as a reminder, we now sell sticky journaling strips to make life so much easier. So if you haven't found that in the catalog yet, don't forget, you can go shopping at dorothy.closetomyheart.com and get anything that you see here. Anything you see is available on my website, either in the seasonal catalog or the core catalog, which is the annual catalog. So the only time something isn't available is when I tell you it's been discontinued. So there we go. We're going to put the last pieces on. I think we've got a bunch of stars to put on still. And I'm using my T-square. Make sure everything is going on straight. And about a ½ inch apart. So I really do like my T-square. And we'll use it again down here. Kind of falling off the edge of my table there. And it's 3 inches over from the right. And then I've got my little thought bubble that you can use for journaling right there. You can make comments like, ow, I didn't want to fall off that horse. Okay, so many stars. So here we go, just start putting stars down. You could use the smaller dots come in a package that has the larger round dots and the small dots. So I really like the bigger dots because they're just easier for me to handle. But I'm trying to, then I end up with a whole bunch of small dots. So I'm trying to use them up, but they're perfect for sometimes the bigger dots are just a little bit too big for things like these stars. So this is such a pretty color combination. You know, just a thought, when you see color combinations like this, you can go, and if you've got a stash of cardstock or inks or whatever, you can go ahead and use this as just a color combo as a go-by for anything else that you're making. So when you're watching these, always kind of keep in mind, it's not just about the layout, it's about the color combinations It's also about the picture placement, so you can use this kind of sketch in your head or this one, for another layout using your stash of papers. So you can use the color combination and the general layout of the pictures. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Bye.
Hi, I'm Dorothy Smith. Thanks for watching my video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and learn along with me. Thanks. Bye-bye.